Board games, board games, it's what we're going to play. Board games to enjoy our day. Board games, it's what we're going to play. Board games to enjoy our day. Today I've got a prototype. I don't want to give it too much hype. We have 5 different shapes, as you can see. They were all drawn by me. And then each turn you'll find a card. You'll draw that shape on your paper. It's not too hard. And for each side that the shape touches, you'll get more points. It's triangle distribution botches. But and today to play with me is Sarah over there. There she be. Thank you, Sarah, for joining me. And we'll play some games playfully. Hello and good afternoon, good morning, good evening, good whatever it is, wherever you are. And it is Playful Shenanigans. This is my new show at 4 p.m. UK time, which is 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, or we decided 8 a.m.
9 a.m. where I am.
9 a.m. Mountain Time. That's what it is.
Yes.
9 a.m. Mountain Time.
Yeah. I'm so excited you've started this new show, Bez. Yay!
Oh, thank you very much. And yes, I streamed with you once before.
Yeah.
And it was during my game jam, and then we played a thing going for treasure, and that was lots of fun. And that was in the middle of the day. And I've really been enjoying streaming just the past year, having all these fun conversations. And I'm really excited. Like tomorrow, I get to chat with Martin Wallace and Hammy about like the whole publishing thing, and that's really exciting.
That's awesome. Yeah.
But no, so I've got scrolling on the bottom. We are playtesting a polyomino game.
Yeah.
That is what it's going to be about. Because to give a quick introduction for the game, I started off ages ago, and I've got an L deck, 2 letters on each card. I was thinking, maybe I could make a game which, instead of playing the cards out, you draw things on paper. And I kind of chanced upon this idea of a roll and write or a flip and write, where we actually use blank paper. And I made a bunch of them. I made like nano Markle, micro Markle, balanceable. They all worked quite well. And last weekend I did alphabetical, which is actually not even a word game. And I'm really happy with how that worked. But I want to have something that is not a word game that actually can play with just a blank sheet of paper. And hello, Duchess. It's lovely to see you. Thank you very much for joining us. And so this is a flip and write. Oh, apparently there's a wee bit of an echo.
Uh-oh.
Does it happen? I guess it happens when I'm talking.
I don't hear it.
Oh.
I haven't said much, Duchess. Are you getting it when I talk as well?
But and you know what, Sarah, talk about yourself. What is Big Girl Games? Introduce yourself. Who are you?
Okay, so I'm a water specialist from New Mexico, and I'm also a hobby gamer. I have been for years, and I've been designing board games for fun for my friends. Oh gosh, since like 2008. And in 2018, I have gotten to be a huge fan of big cooperative deck building games. And my roommate left for the summer to go do her summer things, and I had nobody to play with. So I made myself a big water-based deck building game, and then went, this is an awesome game and I should get it out there. So I started Big Girl Games. I have never had a real problem getting to a gaming table, but I'm also a big brassy broad, and so I have often been able to push my way in, and I wanted to be one of those people making gaming so safe and inclusive for everybody, and so I started that right from the beginning. That's been a premise of Big Girl Games is everybody's welcome, and I'm also doing my best to hire people to do work that are not just, no, I love men. I love white men. My best friend is a white man. But you know what? I also want trans men and gay men and people of every race and ethnicity and religion and gender and sexual orientation and everybody, ability, disability, come be at this table with us. This is gaming should be for literally everybody. So that's my thing.
I'm going to try muting you, by the way, Sarah, while I talk. And Duchess, let us know if there's still the echoing or if it's okay. And Sarah, when you want to chime in, please, you know where the mute button is. You can unmute yourself. But no, that's fantastic. And for sure, gaming, there is a little bit of privilege in that we need to buy the things, and games can be really expensive. But no, I think this is a fantastic thing.
Well, good. I love it, and oh my gosh, as you know, I'm meeting so many cool people, and I'm just so glad that you and I've connected because you're very cool.
Oh, thank you.
I've been squeeing like for a week. Like every time you post something or every time you like send me a DM in Discord, I'm like, I'm gonna be your best. My roommate's over it. She's like.
So, what does water policy mean? You say you've got a PhD in water policy. You made a water deck building game. What does that even mean?
Oh my gosh. So I studied a thing called water banking, which is a way that water can be made more sustainable so that it's important for agriculture to have water, right? Like they water our plants that help feed us. But it's also important for water to be equitable. And so a lot of states are doing things, and in other countries as well outside of the US, but I studied specifically the US where we have huge water shortages in the desert areas. Ways that people are trying to make water usage and sharing more equitable by when there's a wet year, putting some aside in some way, making deals with other states and that type of thing. So that's what I'm all about with that. I don't have a job doing that yet, but hopefully someday. And so I was aware of water scarcity. Scarcity is a problem all over the world. And so I made a game kind of like Pandemic meets Dominion, but it's cooperative. Where you play as all these different like water stakeholders. And so there are people who may not always get along, but they still have to work together and help each other. And so there's conflict that comes out on the board. You have to flip conflict cards while you're also flipping cards that help the team. And I know it's pretty fun. You're like racing the clock. You're running out of water and you're racing the clock to solve a water problem before you run out of water in the region. So
that does sound fantastic, and bringing light to some serious issues. I think this is a really good thing that games could potentially do more of, rather than just being about colonialism and war and all sorts of things. Sarah, because I think the echo is on your side, because when I mute you, it is echoing back. I don't know if you can reduce my volume on your side at all, so you can still hear me, but it might not come back. Maybe that improves it. I don't know.
Maybe that's weird. It shouldn't be doing that through my headset. But we can try that. Is that any better?
I mean, I'm not hearing it really, but hopefully,
I'm not either.
I mean, this is the way it always is. This is the way it is with Twitch streaming. Like when viewers become your troubleshooting people, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. All right. Well, Duchess says we sound fine now. Yay.
Thank you very much, Duchess. And it is such a pleasure to have you. Shall I get on with the game and explain what's going on with this?
And then you're going to have to tell me how I'm going to use my blank paper. But yeah. I'm excited. Yes. Tell us.
Okay. So I have written nothing on this paper yet because I'm going to start from the same place as you. So I suggest that you write down the numbers 1 through to 10 on a line just to remind yourself of the scoring, because you might not remember that. And it's triangular numbers. So whenever the first shape that you put down, you're going to draw that on a bit of paper.
Okay.
And you would draw 4 squares in whatever some of them are different sizes. I do apologize. I wasn't sure when I started off how big they were going to be, and then I changed my mind halfway through, as you can tell. But each turn, you're going to draw one of these shapes. We will go through the deck twice. So you draw 20 shapes, that's the end of the game. When you place a shape, the number of blocks that it's next to will determine how many points you get. So the first shape is just in the middle of the paper. You get 0 points. The second shape, if it's beside 1, you get 1 point. If it's touching 2 things, you get 3. 3, you get 6. 4, you get 10. 5, you get 15. 6, you get 21. 28, 36, 45, or 55. So it goes up quite quickly like that.
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah.
Just for clarity, most of the shapes, as you can see with the little dots that I've drawn here, this shape, for example, could have 8 things next to it. The L shape could actually have 9 things next to it.
Oh.
And the big long one could have 10. So that is the way to score the most points with 55 points. If you manage to make a little hole to slot that into, does that make sense?
Okay, so here's my question for you. Here's my first question for you. So you can put them anywhere on the paper.
They have to touch the side of at least one of the squares from the shapes you've previously drawn.
Okay, so like if you've got a line and then you got like an L, you could like put them like this. So it would only have to touch one, but then you're like making a space. Or you could okay. All right.
And no diagonals. You can't.
Sure.
You know what I mean.
It has to all be orthogonal connections.
And that was the big question in my head. Does it work with blank paper? I've played it once before. So the question is it too tricky to draw these things on paper? Because you need to have the squares neat enough that you are able to know, okay, this is 2 squares away, this is 3. Okay, I've got this space for this 2x2 square here.
Yeah. That's a good question. All right. Yeah. We're going to try it. We're going to try it and see how it goes.
So if anyone wants to play along, then you absolutely can. And if you just want to listen in, then you're absolutely welcome. But if you're playing along or if you've got any questions, then please let me know if you have any questions in the comments. And the first card, which you get 0 decisions about, you have to draw a 2x2 square. It doesn't matter where you draw it, you just have to draw a 2x2 square.
I wonder if I need something to be like a straight edge. Because I don't want to draw it too big, right? Because we're going to have 20 of these.
20 shapes, yep.
Okay.
The next shape is, it's the big line.
Ooh, all right, okay, all right.
And
now that's 4, right? They're all 4, you said?
Yep, they're all the Tetris pieces. Oh, I should say that they can be reflected, they can be rotated any which way you want, as long as it's that way. So in Tetris, there's 7 different shapes, but here, because you can flip and reflect, there's only 5.
All right. So do I score right now?
So what happens right now is you should write down in a little column how many points you've gotten. I only touched 1, so I get 1 point.
Okay. All right. I'm only going to get 1 as well.
And I'm going to write down a little 1 here, just to keep. That's my score sheet.
Okay.
Remember, the 55 is achievable. I think last time I've only played it once, and then the low score was 180 something.
Oh wow! Okay.
Oh my gosh!
Another one.
The other one came out straight away. That's
We got to think about this.
Yeah, I'm wondering. because now I know that I'm not going to get either of these on the first run through. It doesn't make sense to prioritize making a shape for it.
All right. Where do I want to put this? I'm like drawing out some extra grid bits so I can kind of think it through.
I am getting 1 more point. And it's what my little grid looks like.
All right, I'm gonna get. I think I'm gonna get 2 points. So I don't know if this is. I don't know if you're gonna be able to.
You mean 3?
Is it 3? Okay, so if I so I put the little square here, and then I put the first line here, and then if I touch it with 2 of this next one, woo!
You get 3 points. So remember, if you touch 2, you get 3. 3, you get 6. 4, you get 10. 5, you get 15. 6 is 21. 7 is 28. 8 is 36. 9 is 45. And 10 is 55.
Okay. All right. Hang on. Let me. Yeah. I gotcha. So it's, yeah. Okay. Yep. Yeah. Okay. So that gives me 3. So I have 1, and now I have 3. Okay.
So next we get the squiggly one.
Good.
Z or S?
And okay, this was my other question. So like in Tetris, I can turn it, but I can't,
You can flip it.
Oh, I can flip it.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
So you are allowed to mirror it. That is totally okay. And I just gave myself another 1 point. I am trying to make a space for the L or J block for the big 45 points. I'll see how that goes.
It's the L that you can get 45 with? Okay.
Yep, the L you can get 45. The big long one you can get 55, and everything else the maximum is 36.
Well, I'm gonna go over here, and I'm not being as I mean, we've got some time here. I also have a space, but I don't know. Oh, Bez.
I'm hearing the anguish of some hard decisions.
So the only thing that I don't like about starting with the
Hope you're doing well.
I don't like about starting with the blank paper is when I erase, then I'm also like having to redraw. It's fine.
Hey, it's a rule, and I mean it's a flipping right. They're not meant to be erasing.
I know.
Slightly confused by the question marks. I guess that you've been out of the loop. I do 12 streams a week now, so I stream at where's my wee banner? I'm sure I mentioned to you. It's every Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at 4 p.m. So, because Xates used to jump into lots of my morning streams until, because of work-related reasons, now Xates has a lot less stream watching time. So the next one, oh my gosh, this is a wee bit. This is a wee bit earlier than I ideally wanted. Is the L. Remember, we are going through the deck twice, so there's going to be at least 2 of everything after we go through this. And Xate says, I was in all your streams, even the midnight one, for a year. Then I made the mistake of helping Xate get a job. Now Xate is busy.
Well, I need a job also, so maybe that will help this.
Ooh, I managed to get 3 points.
I'm getting ready to ask another question. Okay, so we can't. Ooh, oh my gosh, look at you.
So I've got a perfect shape for the next L that comes in.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. I see what you're doing. Oh, you're doing it smart. Oh, I'm doing it stupid. Okay,
No,
okay,
no,
all
no, no,
right.
no, no. It's all good. See, saying that.
Okay, so you can't play them diagonal to one another, but you count everything that touches, even the diagonals,
No, you
correct?
don't count the diagonals. You don't count the diagonals.
Oh, okay. So you could potentially get a 10 on a straight line.
On a straight line, you can get 10. On
On
an
an L,
L, you can only get 9.
9. Okay.
And
Well,
on everything else, there's only 8 possible things that are touching it. So the game becomes one of trying to make the most holes for to kind of, yeah.
all right. All right. Well, I'm
And
I'm
it
gonna
says you need to be my moderator for a year, then suddenly you're employable. That's how it works, apparently.
That's awesome. All right, so I touch 2 again. I'm touching 2 a lot, but I almost have an L. I have not been as strategic as you have, but
Hello, Henry. It is lovely to see you. I hope you're generally well. We are just playtesting a game all about putting down polyominoes. And oh my gosh.
is
So
that the next one?
that is the L. It's the next one. So
You're gonna get
I
all
have
of those
made space for
points.
an L.
I
And
have
whenever you play something, you get as many points as the triangular number. So because it will be touching 9 things, I get 45 points, if that makes... Yeah, hopefully it makes sense.
1, 2, 3, 4,
1, 2,
5,
and
6, 7, 8. I get 8. I get 8. So that's gonna be 36.
very nice.
Oh, I didn't get it closed off yet. Rats. It's fine. It's fine.
Henry loves triangular numbers. Well, I'm glad to be of service. So we've got this Ziggy Zag one. It's all about you've got to touch at least one thing, but how many things can you potentially touch is the question.
I want to do
And
that. Is that right?
I am
Nope, that's
now
not right.
thinking about making a space for the 2 long blocks, which are going to come through the second time we go through the deck.
Yeah, I want to do the same, but I need to figure this out. All right, so I'm going to do that like that. Okay.
4, 5, 6.
I see. So what I need to do is I need to erase all of these so that I'm...
Wait a minute, you're erasing?
No, I'm drawing out because I've been drawing the grid and then drawing the little lines inside the grid.
Okay.
Just so that but it's not working as well as I had hoped because I was just kind of trying.
Yeah, I think that drawing just the squares is probably the better way to do it.
So that one touched 2 again.
For 3 points. Now the next one is the T.
Ooh, okay.
2, 3. Okay, I think 3. And so I put my T over here. So it's just touching one block, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces, and I'm hoping to close this one off to make a perfect line to score 55 points later.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I put mine up at the top. I touched 2. So here's where I'm at this point.
Okay.
So I'm trying to get this space to either be for an L or for a long line. We'll see.
2 more cards for this time. That's not my favorite card for right now.
Nope, mine either. But you know what? I'm going to stick it up here. I'm just going to touch 1.
I'm just touching 1 as well. I'm basically ignoring how many I touch and trying to start off a new thing for a line.
I know what I want to come next, but if we only have one more card, it's not going to be. I think
it's a T. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a T. Boom.
It is a T. Oh, actually, that is perfect. That's perfect.
And I score 3 points. And that T let me close off this area and make the space for a long block.
Yeah, I've got a space. I've got a space for a long thing in here. That's where I just set my new T. So it just touched these two right here.
Very nice. And hello, Rob. We are playtesting my game, which might or might not work on blank paper, or maybe you need squared paper. I'm not sure. We are halfway through it.
And I should have used a red pencil. I wasn't thinking. I like having to get it.
You don't have. People aren't obliged to wear red or drawing red.
But it's so much like you hold it up and I can see it from back here, and I hold mine up and I'm like, all right, let's get this where the camera can finally see it.
Okay.
All right. Okay. All right. Here we go.
Let's see what we get. It is the Ziggy Zag.
All right, Ziggy Zag. What am I going to do with you?
Okay, ooh. I know what I'm doing. I am putting the Ziggy Zag here, making more space for the second long block, or potentially even
that was smart. So I'm touching 1, 2, 3, 4 on this one. So I'll grab 10 points. And
ooh, nice.
Not thought through as well as it could have been, but that's all right. We'll see how it goes.
Ooh, next one is L. So now the question in my mind is, do I place the L because I'm only going to touch 6 for 21 points, whereas if I wait and then I touch 9, that would be boom, 45 points. So yeah. It's all about those big points, really. I think I'm going to 1, 2, 3. Oh my gosh, that's terrible. Let's see. Can I make this?
If I go up here. Let's see. If I go here, I'll have.
And this is the point where I'm starting to realize that I need particular shapes to fit in where I want them to go. So I would actually need a little corner like a T or a zigzag or... I think those are the only things that can fit actually now.
All right, if I go this way, I go 2 in this direction, and then I go 2 in this direction. That would let me... Then I would need a T. Okay, all right. Well, I'm gonna go out on a limb and stick it in a spot that might not be great and only touch 1.
I'm hoping to get something else here and close off this bit for the next L, because we've got 2 long blocks and 1 L remaining.
Oh, maybe I should have put it up that way. Oh well. Too late.
Okay, it's a square.
All right. Well, I mean, I can stick a square in a couple places that I can touch 4, so I might as well.
Nice.
Because
unless you can set yourself up for something even better later.
Yeah, I don't know if I can. Let me look. Can I get you? If I put you over here, then I end up with a space. No.
So I put my square here. And now I've ended up with this space for the L. And so I've got my L lined up, my long lined up, and I'm hoping to get something else here for the final long one.
I didn't set myself up for that properly.
I don't know what'll happen.
All right, okay.
It is the long one.
I got the space for it. Woo!
High five, virtual high five.
Oh yeah, sorry. Oh, here we go.
I score 55 as well. Boom.
Woo! All right. That's Cool.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, I looked at the next one.
Okay.
And it is another ziggy-zag.
Okay. All right. I actually.
And I managed to use that ziggy-zag to create the final space for my last block of 4.
Oh, cool. Well, I was able to go over here and touch 2 and get maybe an L set up. I might not get all the points, but I might get 8 again.
So these are the cards we've already had. So we have 2 T blocks, a long one, a square one, and an L left.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Because we've not seen any of the T's yet.
Mm-hmm.
Long one.
Oh, I'm not going to get great points on this.
I managed to get
I'll be able to touch 4.
Fill it in for 55 again.
Oh, you had another one?
Yeah, down here. And I've also got the space for the L here for the future.
Gosh, wow. All right, I only touched 4.
Still, that's 10 points. I mean,
It is. I got it. Yeah. Oh, okay. Hello, T.
T block. Okay.
Is right.
I am going to.
I mean, I hate to not fill this spot here, but then I'll have a blank. I'll have an empty blank. Can you do that? How do you?
I guess if there's like one square that's blank, it doesn't really matter whether it's a blank or not.
Yeah, because you're not going to be counting. You're not, and I'm drawing the lines in as well. So if I stick it in this space, this little spot right here is going to end up blank. If I put the T here to cover, because I would put it's backwards to me. I would put it like here and sticking out this way, and there'd be this one little blank. Should I just like?
I mean, you can if you want.
Color it in to show that it's not.
You don't have to color it in. Like, okay. There's no game utility to that, but if it gives you a sense of joy, then absolutely, that's what it's all about, right?
Okay. But nothing touches on that side. But then I create an L. Okay, all right. I'm doing it. I touched 2.
You have to touch at least one thing. Let me make sure that I've not got 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
That creates my L. That'll give me at least I'll get another 45. Even though
I've put this one here, hoping to make space for the square at the end.
Square. Yep.
Okay, so let's see if hopefully it's not the square yet. Oh, it's the L.
All right.
1, 2.
So that's going to be 45. My one little space that I made.
Oh, I messed up with the L. I left one space too many.
Oh no!
So I got 36 points rather than 45.
Oh no!
So well. Penultimate card. Are you ready?
Okay, I'm ready.
It is the T. Boom. I am excited about that because I can touch 2 things for 3 points, but more importantly, with the T that I've just put there, now I have the perfect space for the square, which we know is going to be the final card.
Yeah. Oh, I definitely don't have anything like that. Okay, so I can put it over here. I guess I'm going to put it over here.
And finally, it is, I counted correctly, going to be the square. And any card that's not the L or the straight line, there's 8 possible edges to touch.
6. I got 6. It's fine.
36. And now there's a lot of arithmetic as you add up all
And
19 numbers.
I missed one of my points. I don't know which one I missed.
I would assume that was just a 1-pointer.
It probably was.
If you've not written down 19 numbers, like, write 1 point.
Oh no, I do have no. You're right. You're right. It is 19. I'm right. I've got it. We're good.
3,
all right, here we go.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4 is 12. And then 100, 55, and 72. Okay, 9, 1, 2. This is the most exciting thing for everyone to be watching. This must make for the best stream ever. Watch people doing arithmetic.
It does. Okay, I'm going to sing my little song I made for you.
Oh.
If you want to roll and write, you want stuff by Bez. If you want to flip and write, you want stuff by Bez. Stuff by Bez, stuff by Bez, greatest in the universe. Stuff by Bez, greatest in the universe.
Wow, I am very honored. I don't. That's a lot of pressure. I don't know if I want to say that I am the greatest in the universe, but I very much appreciate that song. I do very much. And Rob loves the song. Thank you very much, Sarah. I'm very, very flattered.
Oh gosh.
So my I had 10 ones, 4 threes, so that was like 10 and 12, and then I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 big numbers.
Yeah.
Which gave me a total of 249.
All right. If I added correctly, I got 215. Oops. I had I can't.
Let me make you bigger.
Okay. All right. Here, let's see if we can see it. And if I can hold it still enough. So I had a 55, I had a 45, I got a 21 there at the end, and a 36 up here early on.
Nice.
So I still ended up over 200 points for my first try.
That seems very solid.
Yeah. I'm happy. Okay, so yeah, I could see how the squared paper, we call it grid paper in the US, would make it easy. And you could just like color it in, which would be fun, or you could have like a different color so it looked like Tetris. But no, I thought it worked fine.
Okay. And as a side tangent, Rob says maybe it should have been greatest in the known universe. Keep the options open.
That doesn't fit with the meter, though, Rob. Come on. I had a certain number of beats I was trying to get in line.
Weirdly, the last game, even though I still won, so I would have liked to get 9 more points because it felt just a wee bit annoying because it was like, 4 down and then 1 across accidentally. It felt like it was because my squares aren't all exactly the same size, and it's, even though I'm fairly neat, it's kind of hard to do them exactly.
Yeah, and that was why I was going in and like drawing out the grid and then just drawing in the lines for the parts that were being. So that's what I was erasing, was the places I had already.
Hello, Slivers.
Had already driven into.
And so to catch Slivers up, this is the end thing, and it doesn't look that impressive. It's interesting because when it's at the end, it's just, oh, that's a big bunch of squares. Yeah. But during the thing, it's like a lot to think about.
Mine is, it's like we've drawn some little cities on our paper or something. I don't know. They look really similar.
At least you've got the little lines, so it's kind of, it looks more fun. I feel like, so let me explain what was going through my head. Yeah. Part of it was to do with streaming, and part of it was also people who are on Zoom calls, because yes, I've got a printer here again, and I could print out rolling whatever, or welcome to your perfect home, or whatever. And, I could play that with someone who's flipping over the cards and then I'm
For sure.
drawing wee bits. But having to print out something every time, it feels like a big commitment. Do you know what I mean? It's lots
Mhm.
of ink. And then it feels like, oh, I'm having to prepare this.
Yeah.
It feels, whereas when I say, okay, we're playing Micro Muckle, all you need is a bit of paper and a pen. Well, you reach over, you grab a thing, and so I was trying to, yeah, I know not everyone likes a word game, and if I could do that for games that aren't just word games, but part of me is thinking, if this really wants to be a game, what did you call it? Squared paper or graph paper?
Graph paper or grid paper. Yeah. Yeah.
Grid paper. Um, so maybe I should just kind of embrace that and say, let's make a whole bunch of flip and writes or whatever that are involving grid paper, because then there's like also more design opportunities. You could say, okay, this has to be two away and maybe draw little different shapes in these squares. And it's still, people don't have to have a printer necessarily. They can just go off to a stationery place and buy this grid paper. Because I know someone that I used to play with online, since
Yeah.
lockdown, because we used to play together in person, but then that couldn't happen. And so it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, maybe they can still play sometimes, even if they can't print anything out. And that's honestly a big part of why I decided for my stream, no one has to print anything out at 8 p.m. on Tuesdays.
Yeah.
But what do you think? Do you think that that is like a thing? Like, I can't think of other people who are making games like that, but would
Yeah.
that be, do you think there are actually other folk, or is there no need for this? Am I like kind of designing for a need that doesn't exist? Do you know what I'm asking?
Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, I think people in the pandemic maybe got printers who didn't have them before, but I went paper free actually myself back in, oh gosh, 2002, and I had not owned a printer since 2002 until about 2018, and a friend bought one for me, and my roommate uses it probably 6 times as much as I use it. I use it to print stuff out for games, and that's about it. And I print a few of my prototypes for myself here, but mostly I take them to a local print shop because I usually want to be able to print in color, and I'm not going to do that on my Epson. It'll use all the ink for like one thing. But no, I think it's a good thought process. I wouldn't have a printer if this friend hadn't given me one. And I'm a lot older than a lot of people, I think, who have been paper free through the 2000s. But I think a lot of people until the pandemic didn't have printers, and I think a lot of us will be glad to never use it again.
And
So
Stream
it's not a
Elements
print and play.
reminds
What are we
me,
going to call it? Sit down and play.
well, it's still a flip and write.
Yeah.
But someone needs to print the
Mhm.
cards or draw the cards, so you
Mhm.
still need to have the cards.
Mhm.
But it puts the onus on one person, whereas
Right.
everyone else can.
Right.
And in theory, like if there were games where it was like just a few cards, and I don't know, like if there are, it feels like maybe this would work better on grid paper. I would be interested to try it on grid paper another time to see how it changes things. But yeah, the other question that I've got in my design head going on is, could this be simplified so that there's not the opportunity to mess yourself up because squares are too big or too small? And basically, how do you make a polyomino game that's easier to draw than this, if you get what I mean, on blank paper? Maybe not. I don't know. I'm very unlikely to have stumbled on the best possible thing. Like maybe, maybe with smaller shapes. I don't know. Maybe with shapes that are 2 or 3 instead of 4.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Like I feel like these are well-known shapes.
Mm-mm-mm.
I don't maybe there are people out there who haven't played Tetris, but lots of polyomino games have the shapes that were established by Tetris. I like more complexity rather than less. I mean, you're talking to a girl who wants like every.
But if we have fewer shapes, we can have something going on in those shapes. So it could be like, let's say the only shapes are something like dominoes or things that are 2 or 3 squares. So like with 3, you've only got the little corner and then you've got the line of 3, right? And then maybe instead of it just being all of them are uniform squares, maybe, I don't know, I don't know, I'm just spitballing. Like maybe there's 2 or 3 different things. Maybe you've got to match them like dominoes. I don't know. Maybe you want to avoid matching them. I don't know. Maybe you want to get certain sequences of different shapes. I don't know, like of different kinds of tiles going on. And it feels like you could, within those squares, have like, okay, at least 3 different symbols, like, yeah, 3 different textures, let's say a scribbly one, like a stripy one, and a vertical, horizontal, and blank. That's
polka dots. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really easy to draw. And then, yeah, what would you do? What do you think? Does this inspire you? Do you want to work on something together, or would you?
Sure.
I mean, maybe it's just a case of like coming up with a thing and then just try it, because these kinds of games, that's the thing, like they are so simple, and I think they have to be so simple to be able to explain in like just a few minutes.
Yeah, I think that could be fun. In fact, I think something with dominoes could be really fun even if like one person had dominoes and you just like shuffled them and picked out 20, and then those were the ones that you showed. But I like the idea of either they match or they don't match, and you get something different. Because just drawing 2 squares and having to match them some way or another could be really interesting.
Yeah, having little numbers is probably quite boring and visually uninteresting. I guess having little checkered patterns, people in chat, let me know what you think. But I think having patterns on them, it gives it a little bit of, I don't know, a little bit more sense of pride or happiness that it kind of represents something.
Well, and you know something else that you could do if you're just doing like a two square, if they're all just little straight 2 squares, which could be fun, but do patterns instead of numbers and limit the patterns, is some of your cards could have more than one option.
Yeah, for sure.
So, and then especially like in a stream, like you occasionally have more than one, and not all of them, but just a few, like a few special cards maybe have 2 options. And then you can choose between them. And that might make for some, like I feel like we were kind of similar in what we were drawing. Of course, you knew what you were doing because you've played it before and it's your game. And I was like, oh yeah, I should be leaving a space in the middle. That's right. And so you'd be like, oh, I'm leaving this very nice little space here. And I'd be like, oh, right. I should be trying to do that too.
Like the first time through, the 2 long ones came up right at the start, which I think did lower the points slightly compared to what they might have been. But I don't know. I was then doing other things. But like if you had little dominoes, maybe maybe there is a sort of bread making or cookery thing. Like maybe you've got to have like certain ingredients. Like I don't know, I'm just spitballing, but maybe there's like if you've got milk and semolina together, then you make a Turkish pudding. I'm just thinking of this because last night Layla introduced me to a Turkish pudding, which is actually just milk and semolina, basically. And but then if you've got milk and cereal, then it's a bowl of cereal. And I don't know. This is not the most exciting things. But like, yeah, like I'm just like, could there be a sort of set collection thing? I don't know. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
and
Well, I
maybe
mean,
you've got to get them in little squares of 4, if you see what I mean. And if you've got to get them in squares of 4, like if
mhm.
you've got to get your sets in squares of 4, then actually having some of them in corners, like in groups of 3 is actually enough, I think, to give it just enough spatial complexity.
Yeah, that could be interesting. Of course, then let's see. So with groups of 3, then you pretty much only have just a little.
Lines and
Mhm,
corners.
mhm, mhm.
Sorry, my fingers are. There we go.
Yeah, that could be. Yeah, yeah, and then each. So you could still do. How many are touching that match? You could still do
I
the
mean,
triangular numbers, right? That for the scoring.
you could, I guess.
But maybe
So,
do a jump if you get all 4, a jump beyond that,
well, with 3,
or a
1, 2, 3,
bonus.
4, 5, 6. With 3, you can still get 8 touching. So that's still a lot. That's still potentially 36 points.
Oh yeah, you could still get points just for touching, but then if you get 4 of the same in a square, you'd get a bonus of some kind.
Okay.
So if you have the like four different, you've got
Because I was thinking,
vertical
like,
lines.
let's completely forget about the whole touching thing. Let's make a brand new game.
Uh-huh.
Just this is like some tiles, and then you're putting them together, and you're getting some, trying to make something together. So you're thinking what you're trying to do is to make similar shapes, because the other way to do it would to be, say, you make like a diagonal, like 2 different ones, or there are certain patterns you need to get, or maybe a 1
Oh.
and 3, like, but every sort of plate, maybe you're making meals, I don't know what it is, but every meal that you make is kind of these things.
Yeah, yeah. I like all of these ideas. Like I think these could be a whole little series of games.
In, should we keep should we finish up, or should we keep brainstorming, and maybe even we could try something potentially?
I
We could
unfortunately
try something for
8 minutes.
Thursday
Yeah.
if you have.
Thursday. Let me think.
Let me check if anyone else is. So
Oh yeah. Do
Thursday,
you
I
already
don't
have
have
something on
anyone
Thursday?
joining me on Thursday or Friday yet.
I could
If you want
definitely
to
do
come back.
Friday.
Okay. So on Friday, do you want to
You
work
want me
on
to play
something
around with it?
together
Sure.
before then, or
Yeah,
should
yeah.
I have a ponder and we come up with and we try it out on Friday? What do you
Yeah,
prefer?
let's chat on Discord about it and send each other some ideas, and then we'll see what we have come up with by Friday, and we'll just
Mm-mm.
play it.
It feels like something where, like, it's probably about simple enough that you can just solo test these, and then even if it's like, because this is completely multiplayer solitaire, right? I mean, I could have just played it on my own, but I got the slight this sounds terrible. I got the slight satisfaction of saying, haha, I beat Sarah. But so obviously there's also the shared
Yeah,
social
yeah.
thing. There's obviously the togethership. Like, you know, people talk about going to the cinema, being alone together, and but yeah, this is how about let's come back on Friday.
Okay.
Let's each have our own thing,
Okay.
and let's see how it works.
All
And
right.
maybe we'll have 2 quite different things. Maybe we'll have
Yeah.
2 identical things. I don't know. We'll see how our minds spin off.
All right. All right. All right,
Okay.
I will come up with an idea. Do we want to do we want to limit it to 10 cards still so that we have something sort of similar?
I mean, whatever you're willing to draw.
Okay.
And I'm going to, let's just say it has to be blank paper and pen is all the other person needs. But
Okay.
on your side, you can have, as many cards as you need to show.
All right, perfect.
But I think there's something nice about it being, a small number, because then obviously, if you imagine like just doing a short print run, like a print on demand thing, how cheap that would be to get out, and or to say, oh yeah, you could do a print and play. I mean, 10 isn't a really nice number to put on a sheet of paper, but
yeah. Well, I may just because I've been doing this 18 card challenge with Button Shy, I may just do an 18 card thing because you can get 18 poker size cards like that's the template for a lot of prototypes.
Yeah, on 2 sheets of paper for sure.
Yeah.
Why 8? I know 9 works, Rob, because you get 3 and then 3. I don't know why 8 though.
Oh no, 18.
No, but Rob says multiples of 8 or 9. I mean, I'm assuming 8 is like if you do it like that. Maybe if it's
quite
like that.
A lot of people do 2 by 4. Oh, okay.
Okay, maybe so it is exactly like I said, just
a little bigger, yeah,
making it into 8ths. I mean, for a couple of my games, I've actually done 16ths.
Yeah.
Most of my prototypes at the point that I'm doing it's on paper.
Yeah, I have just paper that I just like cut up myself for the 18 card challenge. I got like 16 out of a sheet or something.
Hello, Panic Games. It is lovely to see you. Thank you for joining us. We are just finishing up, and we have finished playtesting a polyomino game. Oh, I totally forgot to do all the things. Firstly, Sarah's links.
Yeah, there's links.
So what did we think of the game? Like, it seemed to work, but it was a wee bit too fiddly maybe to start off with blank paper. I think it would really be better with grid paper.
Yeah, I think it would be, but it's still possible. It's still doable. But like you had the issue where you ended up with an extra space or something that just by trying to like do it by eye made it a little harder. So yeah.
And so if you want to check me out, you know where I am. I'm stuffed by beds everywhere. And if you want to check out Sarah, where do you like to be found?
I am really most active on Twitter. I love it when people go to my website, but definitely, I think I'm already friends with everybody here, maybe on Twitter. But yeah, come see me on Twitter and follow me, and I'll follow you.
And so yes, that's twitter.com/biggirlgames1 because I guess Big Girl Games was taken.
It was, which surprised me.
Well, once again, thank you so much, everyone. Do you have any final words that you would like to? It's over to you. What are you up to? You can share, but only if you want to. What are you up to now, Sarah? What are you heading off to do?
My roommate is leaving for the summer to run a big grant project, and we are spending the day playing Gloomhaven. So we have it all set up. And the rest of my day is going to be trying to get through as many Gloomhaven scenarios as we can before we pack it up so she can take it with her to Colorado.
Oh my gosh.
That's the plan, but it'll be fun. What are you up to, Bez? What are you going to do? It's like 5 o'clock there?
Yes, it is just turning 5 o'clock. I'm going to be doing a wee bit of writing, just kind of email-y stuff. Might do. Earlier today, I was pondering Keyforge. We played Keyforge quite a bit last night, and then I was checking out. Apparently, there's this new set, and I might actually ponder this wee game a wee bit to try and have something for Friday.
All right.
And if no one, maybe on Thursday, if anyone wants to join me for a Board Game Arena game or something here, then feel free to. Otherwise, on Thursday, I might have a wee solo playtest myself and even make it up as I go along, frankly. Who knows? But of course, if you want to find out where I stream, I should get this. Sorry about this. Streaming. There we go. Stuffbybez.com/streams will tell you all my streams that are coming up. Tonight, I am playing Balanceable at 8 p.m. I am going to make sure that I am having a bit of a walk. I'm going to wander around. I had a nice walk this morning. I'm going to wander around, have a wee ponder, have a wee play, and yeah, but for those in the audience, if you've enjoyed this, please share, spread the word, and stick with me. And I think we might actually go off and raid Duchess.
Oh, yeah, let's do it.
If Duchess has... Oh, yes. Duchess has just started. So feel free to copy all or parts of that raid call and Duchess. Now, the only thing left to do at this point, as always,
is sing.
Yes, exactly. I was just
I was gonna start singing my song again, but I waited on you.
Well, you can sing your song. I'm not going to stop you, even though it's very egocentric of me to suggest you sing a song which is basically about bigging me up.
I was just going to do the stuff my best, greatest in the universe. Stuff my best, greatest in the universe.
Yes, we are many things, definitely not wizards. And if you want to rate me on iTunes, not that I am on iTunes, but don't give me a 10 because that'll make me big-headed. Don't give me a 0 because that'll make me cry. Give me something in the middle with like a 5, and I can be bound on all right since early for today, really races, all the worn out places. But yeah, in all seriousness, bye. This is a goodbye song. Bye. Thank you for watching along. Bye. This is the end of the show. Bye. And now it's time to go through. Bye. This is a goodbye song. Bye. Thank you for watching along. Bye. This is the end of the show. And bye. And now it's time to go. Bye, Panic. Bye, Rob. Bye, Sarah. Have a wonderful day, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.